Hello.
Hello. How's everyone?
Hello.
Meowdy. Oh, thank you so much for subscribing, Z. Poggers! Poggies. Oh my god, it's cute. I love how...
Hi. Everybody showed up.
Duh. Oh my god, thank you for
Excitement for
subscribing. Thank you for resubscribing, Ace. Oh my god. Okay, what is it? What was I gonna say? Q-Sen. I'm pretty sure that's like the lip eye emoji, but I can't see it on my end, so there's just a fucking volleyball in the middle of the face. So stupid.
It's a surprise Pikachu face.
It's so stupid. Anyway, how's everyone doing? Are we excited? Cause I'm excited.
I'm very fucking excited. I've been practicing my lines. And I never do that.
Do you even have lines?
No. It's all off the dome.
Off the dome! Hold my hand, chat! Oh my god. I'm so excited because we don't only just have one script, we have 2 scripts because I love you. That's why it took so goddamn long, but also because we're very busy. So thank you for waiting.
Yeah.
Before we start, I'm gonna show this weird ass volleyball that I'm looking at because I just have to. I just have to. Yeah, I wrote 2 scripts. Did y'all forget? Did you forget? I'm just that good. Look at that. Do you see this shit? Do you see this stupid shit?
I love the fucking volleyball.
The fucking volleyball. So
It actually looks like Pikachu's surprised face.
so stupid. Ball! Yeah, it's the channel. It's because of the channel points and then the bits. Yeah, so I got 2 scripts because I'm pretty sure Orias fully funded one of them with Z's help, and then y'all did the channel points redeem. So
Yeah.
it's
Man,
good.
Let me tell you, the scripts are good. One of them is like I am excited for it because it's like very, very good, and the other one I like because I feel like chat is gonna enjoy it. It's live fan service. It's light.
Live fan service.
It is. It's a quality script.
Oh my god, it's ratty.
Very,
Is it time to shine? I play the narrator, so these 2 boys are gonna voice act. Ratty was the one who wrote my script, the confession script that I recorded on Twitter. So Ratty has a eye for script, so maybe they can judge my writing. But I'm just a narrator tonight.
Yeah.
Do not eat the drywall. Myth, why are you opening the art program? What are you doing?
Ace, you gotta eat the drywall. It's gonna be your popcorn tonight.
Do not eat the drywall. Oh, yo. Oh, I was like a hype train. Why do I have a hype train? Because 2 people subscribed to me in a short period of time. I was like, why? Myth, you cannot eat the drywall.
What's this about drywall? Why did you chat eat
It's
drywall?
because 8th is freaking out. So they're like, I'm gonna bark and claw at the walls, gonna eat the drywall. And now Myth is like, I wanna eat the drywall. Oh my god. Please don't eat it without water. Oh my god! Hi! Thank you for all the community.
Listen, it's a hype train, fucking hype train.
Oh my god. I love when they give out like random ass subscribers to people that I've never seen before.
Lurkers who've been in the stream.
Like, thank you. I appreciate y'all. I really do though. It's also really crazy because I haven't been here in like a week. Level 3! What the hell?
Damn.
Look at that. I haven't been here in like a week. How are we doing? I finished my first unit in what's it called?
UI UX.
UI UX, yeah, I finished my first unit.
Yeah, she did, and I'm very proud of her.
I made a very
Nice.
pretty, I redesigned an ugly ass website. I made it pretty. Orias watched me.
Very cool.
Maybe I can show it. Should I show it? Yeah, I'll show it later. I'll put it in the Discord. How about that? I'll put it in the Discord. Yeah.
Discord exclusive.
Discord exclusive, yeah. I showed the before and after because that shit ugly as fuck. I was like, this is some graphic design is my passion shit.
Yeah, the original one was very very pee poo poo.
Pee pee poo poo. Literally
Was this,
graphic. What's up?
Was this a project that was assigned to you that you're to go in and clean up, or is someone?
Yeah,
hire you
so
to do
they
that?
so the course that I'm taking, it's very like hold your hand walking together kind of thing, because it's like a foundations course for people who are like transitioning into a designing career. And so they purposely made shitty ass websites for you to fix, and they're like ugly. And so they were like, here, pick one and fix it. And so I picked one that was like an e-commerce site for like a plant shop, and it just looked like very basic HTML, like very basic, and it was not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it was very much like blah, you know? Yeah. So I will post the before and after in the Discord. Everyone and mom is like, what'd you say? Sorry.
I'm thinking like a 90s website, you know, with
Honestly,
yeah, was that what it was?
Honestly, as somebody who saw it, it kind of looked like one.
It kind of did. I feel like you'd see it with the text. It's just the font. The font they choose, just like.
And the words that didn't match the like sizes
Yeah.
and were like all over the place.
Orias pointed out the button wasn't centered.
Yeah.
That is.
Wonder how many of you in chat we've got who remember what 90s websites are like. We got the flashing ads everywhere.
Oh god, you're right.
Oh god.
The entire whole web page, you scroll down to the bottom before you could go to another page.
God,
Sometimes you'd have hidden links.
You're right. You gotta figure out which one's the real button and which one's an ad.
Yeah.
Okay. Myth is apparently drawing, and he asks, do we want Phoenix, Wright, and Miles Edgeworth in suits, or are we keeping the maid dress?
Maid dress. Why is this even a question, mate? You already knew the answer. Why are you asking it?
Rip
You already
off the
knew
suit
answer.
and you get a maid dress. Boom! That's a power move.
Honestly, that's some Phoenix Wright shit.
Nah, that's okay, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
He'd pull that off to go undercover. You
For
know?
real. Hi, Naki. Yeah,
Naki.
they're doing a fucking. Well, you know what? I'm gonna switch to the stage, real quick, actually, because since we're talking about it. Look, we're on stage. So yeah, costume change. Rip that shit off. Let's go. Okay. While we're here, I'm gonna adjust some audio stuff so that y'all don't hear duplicates of audio, because I will be playing sound effects on my end because the boys can't hear it, but you guys should be able to hear it. So excuse the cuts in audio that are weird. I will fix that.
Look at all of that production.
The production value. I am trying.
No. Does this bring you back to your theater kid days?
I miss being a theater kid. I really do.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna do a test real quick. Can chat hear this? Wait, that's a bad one to test, because that one was super low. Can you hear this? Can you two hear it? You two can't hear it, right?
No, can't hear it.
That's okay.
No.
Okay, chat can hear it. That's all that matters.
Discord.
I will read the line so that it's implied that this is what we're doing. But yeah. Door things. Stares at the door! Oh my god. Actually, now that you mention it, the door thing is very real, because there used to be this, like, in the theater that I was in, or at school, there would be a movable door. And every time, it was a door that was just a door frame with a door. And every time people moved it, people would get mad. Because it'd be like, you can't move the door by yourself. You have to have two people to move the door. And then whenever you move the door, you're supposed to yell door, so that people know the door is coming.
What?
Yeah, you have to push the door, because it's a door on wheels. So it's just a door frame, and it's on wheels.
My God.
And so to move it, you actually have to tip the door over to wheel it. Yeah, then you can like fuck up your hands because you can slam it into your thingies, and yeah, it's
Oh, I don't like that.
yeah, it's not good. That's why they're like, stop fucking fucking with the door!" Because we would just like, you know, passing the time. They would like open the door and walk through it and pretend they're funny, and then they'd be like, "Stop fucking with the door!"
Theater-related accident.
I know. Dude, the theater was scary. Actually, okay, unrelated theater story, but I auditioned for this production, and I was wearing a dress, and I was sitting on the floor, and so my knees were on the floor, and when I was out of the audition room, I noticed there was, like, red all over my legs, and I was so scared because I thought I was bleeding. Because my entire, like, they were just covered in red, and it looked kind of like blood, but, like, not at the same time, and it didn't hurt or anything, so I was like, what the hell is on my legs? And so I licked my finger, and I rubbed off a little bit. It was, like, chalk or something.
Chalk.
Yeah, it was, like, dusty red chalk, and so I went to the bathroom and, like, washed my legs, but I was like, what in the hell happened to me?
How the fuck?
It was
But what
so
did it look like?
weird.
Dried blood or something?
Yeah, it looked like dried blood that was like smeared. And so I was like, where's the cut? I don't feel anything. And so I was so scared. I was like, did I just scratch? Cause the room that we were auditioning in, it's a black box theater. And so black box theater tend to be like under construction a lot because they like rebuilt the sets and everything, and they completely transformed the black box into like a new set. And so I didn't know if I had like kneeled in something I shouldn't have that cut me, and I wasn't like, I was so confused, but my legs didn't hurt, and like it just didn't burn, so I was like, what happened? And then I realized I could just wash it off.
Still, there's the mystery of where the chalk came from.
I know, they were probably like, I don't know, there's just weird stuff everywhere. That's why they always say to wear shoes in the black box, so you never know there's like a random ass nail or something just floating around. Because it's always under construction. Yeah, so you just... Theater's dangerous.
Sounds like it.
It's dangerous.
Sounds like the abandoned lot that they had construction stuff built in over where I lived when I was growing up as a kid. We were told never to go there, you know, for obvious reasons.
Damn. That's
We
the
didn't listen.
SCP lot.
Yeah, CP lot. You wouldn't think it. You wouldn't think it in a theater. I would think theaters more or less safe, I guess.
No. Not when you get into like the backstage of theater, especially with like the lights and everything. That shit's dangerous as fuck.
Don't you always have those like? Isn't there like the almost a trope in murder mysteries where someone's trying to kill someone with a weighted bag on a theater?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, in a Nancy Drew game, someone almost died because a light fell on them.
Almost.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I remember that.
Do you remember that? Yeah, the light fucking
I
fell, and I
remember
was
that.
like, "What in the hell is that?"
Sounds like
Yeah.
the murderer wasn't trying hard enough.
There were many instances where you would die. Actually, in the Nancy Drew game I'm thinking of too, it was like a big ass box that was like a crane, like you would hook the box onto a hook and then like pulley it up, and if you fuck up, the box falls on you and then you die. And I'm like, oh shit. It's intense.
Surprisingly brutal.
Surprisingly brutal. Every time I play Nancy Drew, I'm like, why are we dying? What did I do?
In the most random ways.
In the most random ways. I'm like, what happened? There was a time when a guy fell off like the top of a pyramid exhibit, and I was like, what in the fuck? And then he got amnesia. It was crazy.
It's the moral of the lesson. You know, the moral of the Nancy Drew games is you either solve your mysteries or you die.
That's basically it, yeah.
Honestly, like the time you died with the mummy, yeah.
God, that was so scary. That was traumatizing.
That was pretty funny, actually.
That was fucked up. That was so fucked.
You know, at that point, can it even be called a cadaver? It's more like an antique.
That shit dead as fuck. I have the angry script now? Wait, I gotta see. I have Angie? Holy shit. Oh my god, I've been blessed. I have been blessed with Angie. That is for another day, though. Okay. Well, I think we're good to start now. What do you guys think?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
I'm very excited.
Ready? Okay.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay. let's make sure this is all work. I'm kind of nervous because I'm the one that's like doing the maneuvering for sounds and stuff. So it's kind of like I'm a little nervous.
You're
But,
nervous.
What'd
I'm
you say?
nervous.
Yeah, I feel like we're all just kind of like nervous. But okay, so I will be playing narrator in the first script, and then second script it'll be just these two. So we're gonna get started. Yeah. Okay. Let's just get started. Okay. All right. Script 1. We're in the lobby of a very fancy, prestigious hotel. All thanks to Edgeworth and his credit card, of course. Tasked with guarding their luggage, Edgeworth is sitting in a lush armchair, perusing through a complimentary magazine while he waits for Wright to return with their hotel keys. This is where we begin our scene.
You play the footsteps.
Yeah. The sounds of footsteps are approaching.
So, do you attain our keys?
Yeah. Hang on. Here, one for me and one for you.
Thank you. What floor are we on?
It looks like the 10th floor, judging by the room number.
I suppose we'll have a view then.
Yeah.
Well, are you ready to head up?
Sure.
Wright proceeds to grab his luggage, but it looks like he's about to walk the wrong way.
Elevator's this way, right?
Huh? Oh, yeah. I'll follow you then.
They walk together to the elevator and take the lift up to their floor. The ride is silent, though Wright is nervously fidgeting with his luggage. Eventually, they arrive on their floor.
Room 1008. That should be just around here.
Looks like it's the last room down this hall.
Ah, so it is. After you, right?
Wright looks a little reluctant for some reason, but obliges anyway. He leads them to their room, though before opening the door, he hesitates. Edgeworth notices and raises a brow.
What's the matter?
Okay, so before we go in, I need to tell you something.
What are you going on about, right?
Before I tell you, you need to promise not to yell.
What?
Just say you'll keep your cool.
This is rather peculiar of you. But fine. I'll keep my composure.
Right. So, there may or may not have been some miscommunication when it came to booking our room.
What do you mean by that?
You'll see.
A keycard sound is played.
When I open this door, remember what you promised.
You're behaving as if we're back in elementary school. What are you so unwilling to tell me?
Because I can already imagine what your reaction's going to be. I'm a little scared.
Wright opens the door and reluctantly lets Edgeworth walk in first. Upon immediate glance, it is very clear to Edgeworth what the mistake is. There's only one bed. To top it all off, there isn't a couch or a chair to sleep on, just a desk chair. Edgeworth is somehow not even surprised this happened. That doesn't mean he isn't pissed about it. He starts to pinch the bridge of his nose.
Right.
Hey, you said you wouldn't get mad.
I gave you one job to do. How, pray tell, did we end up in this room?
I might have had too many tabs open while booking the room.
Right? You are a complete imbecile.
Look, it's an honest mistake. At least I booked us a room, right?
Edgeworth is already prepared to leave the room again. He's already making his way back towards the door.
I am requesting a room change at this instance.
Yeah, about that.
Edgeworth stops in his tracks. He then takes a moment to regain his composure and exhales a breath.
What do you mean by that now, right?
Well, I tried to change the rooms when I found out, and the front desk told me there weren't any rooms left.
There's what?
This hotel is where most of the conference's attendees are staying. Not to mention there's another event in town. It's booked full.
Edgeworth is pinching the bridge of his nose again. It's getting more and more difficult to keep his composure by the second.
Right. I gave you one single measly task, and you failed to even do that correctly.
We got the room, didn't we?
And where are we supposed to sleep? I could have excused this if there was a sofa, but we don't even have that. Honestly, I suggested that you book a suite, and you didn't even do that much. What is this?
Look, it's not that serious. One of us could sleep on the floor, or we could share the bed.
We aren't toddlers anymore. We are too old to be sharing beds.
It's kind of a necessity now, unless you want back problems.
I suggest you be more concerned with your back, considering how much you slouch when you sit. I'm going back downstairs to sort this out. There must be a way that it can be done.
You're just going to throw a fit, aren't you?
I know better than to act out in public. I'll be back soon.
Good luck.
And with that, Wright is left to his own devices. Some time goes by. By this point, Wright has done a little unpacking and has explored the hotel room a bit. The TV is now on in the background on low volume, and Wright is making himself at home. Eventually, the door opens once more, and Edgeworth reappears.
So, how did it go? We're stuck with the room, aren't we?
Unbelievable. No accommodations whatsoever.
It could be worse. At least the bed's big enough for...
I refuse.
A sudden and rather awkward pause settles over them.
Okay, where do you want to sleep then?
On the bed, of course.
Then where am I supposed to sleep?
Honestly, right? Do I have to spell everything out for you?
I think it's a genuine question, since it sounds like you want me to sleep on the floor.
Edgeworth is now unpacking his luggage on the bed. He has indeed called dibs on the bed.
If you curl up, you can make the desk chair work.
Edgeworth, you're being so dramatic.
I am not in the mood, right? Either you figure it out on your own, or I will make sure you sleep on the floor.
Okay, I'll figure something out, I guess.
And with that, the two keep themselves busy until evening time. Wright has not been allowed on the bed with Edgeworth in the room, but the rules seem to have loosened now that they're both getting ready for bed. We see Wright sitting on the bed, now that he has a chance to, since Edgeworth is in the shower.
He's really making me figure out where to sleep. I can't believe this. I mean, really, this bed could easily fit both of us.
Wright lays down on the bed and closes his eyes. It's not very long before he starts to drift off to sleep.
I don't see why I need to on the floor. I'll show him.
Good night, Wright. He's deaf and falling asleep in the very short time he's been allowed to lay on the precious bed. It's been a very long day of traveling and shenanigans after all. We hear footsteps coming out of the bathroom, and Edgeworth reappears, now finished with his nightly routine. It takes him a moment
The bathroom is... Oh, My bad.
It takes him a moment to acknowledge Wright.
The bathroom is all yours.
He notices that there is no reply from Wright, and this causes him to come closer to the bed. He notices that Wright's breathing has slowed, and it looks like he's asleep.
Right? Do you hear me?
Wright stirs a little in his sleep and rolls over away from Edgeworth with a small, sleepy groan.
I'll shower in the morning.
Whatever you say, that's your decision.
Edgeworth raises a brow and starts to eye Wright. He squints.
Are you sleeping?
Trying to.
Well, you'll have to move. I'm about to go to bed.
There's more than enough room for you.
Edgeworth is slightly taken aback by that answer. He wasn't expecting sass from Wright over the matter, especially not in this sleepy state of mind.
Right. I am not sharing a bed with you.
Stop being such a baby.
Wright shifts in bed and moves a pillow so it's next to him to form a barrier.
There, a divider. Even the bigger half.
Edgeworth sees this isn't going anywhere, isn't going to go where he wants it to, and after an agitated huff, he reluctantly sits on his side of the bed, accepting defeat.
You are so stubborn. Fine, I'll take this side.
That wasn't so hard, now was it?
If you kick me in your sleep, I'm throwing you out of this bed.
That was one time at a sleepover. Get over it.
Edgeworth huffs once more, but he knows he shouldn't keep arguing. He has to go to bed soon if he wants to wake up on time. And so, with a grumble, Edgeworth turns off the lights and proceeds to get situated on his side.
Well, good night then.
Night-night.
The next morning arrives, and it seems like our two favorite lawyers have gotten a decent night of sleep. Edgeworth's alarm is going off, and he's quick to turn it off and sit up in bed. The hotel room is dim with morning sunlight, and it takes his eyes a little bit of time to adjust to the light. He suddenly remembers what transpired the night before, shortly before turning in, and he immediately turns his attention to Wright. Wright has definitely crossed the divider. He's now laying on and snuggling with the pillow. Edgeworth feels the urge to roll his eyes, but instead, he grabs a different pillow and puts it over Wright's face.
Get up. We're going to be late. You still need to shower.
I'll be fine.
I expect you're well rested, considering how you wormed your way into getting half of the bed.
No regrets. And to think we have 2 more nights to share.
Splendid.
Yay!
Yay! Clap, clap, clap,
Clap, clap, clap! Patchy, patchy, patchy!
Clap, 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 clap.
Patchy, patchy, patchy! I messed up my other job and I did not turn on the images that Orias so nicely found for me. But anyway, this was the lobby picture. This was supposed to play when they were in the lobby and Wright was being stupid. This is the hallway picture that they were supposed to be in when Wright was being stupid. And then the hotel room, which I did eventually turn on, so that's cool. But yeah. How was that? How'd it feel?
That was very good. I was a little nervous, but like, I honestly feel like we did decent.
I do. Yeah, I do feel like we did pretty good. Of course, I was nervous too. feels better. I'm glad we got this one before we get to the next one. That's a little, what would you say, a little more charged?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would.
God, Ace looks like like Ace was what is it called? Doing the wolf girl jumping and just fucking toes curling.
Ace is excited. Ace seems to have really enjoyed it.
This is definitely Ace's department. Also, Andres was in a chat earlier. I didn't get to say hi to Andres. Hopefully he's still here.
Oh damn, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Hi Andres.
Oh,
Hopefully
hello.
he's still kind of
Welcome.
lurking. But yeah, that was good. That was great. Sound effects worked
Yeah.
out. Sound effects worked out great. So if anything, audio, top notch.
Yeah, God, I was expecting to fuck up at some point, but I feel like I didn't, except for the one time I jumped you. But
It's
yeah.
okay. That's fine. It happens. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are great.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I feel like I made a couple mistakes, but I don't want to draw attention to them.
No, even if you did make mistakes, they were definitely no one could tell. Honestly, from someone who's actually reading the script too, you could definitely not tell.
Yeah.
Beautiful,
I'm
immaculate.
personally, I really love this one, but like the next one has like a tender place in my heart. The next
Oh
one I like
god,
it. I am so excited for the next one. I'm not gonna lie.
this one was definitely the silly little fluffy, ha 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 ha, like stupid, right? Stupid
Yeah.
phoenix, silly duck. That was this script, and then the second
Yeah.
one, you get the
More
best of both
emotion.
worlds. You get the best of both, right? You need fluff
Yeah.
and you need angst.
Ace, you might cry.
I don't know if you're gonna cry though.
Yeah.
You might. I don't know. I don't think you would.
Listen,
But
I'm gonna put my whole voice actor Rusi into this, so I make people cry.
fear.
You're going for that Oscar.
If it makes you feel
Yeah.
any better, it's something that had happened in the game already, so you know about it.
Oh.
Yeah, this is a twist on a canonical scene that's happened in the game.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Am I trying to make you feel things? Yeah. Actually, yeah. That's the whole point. Yeah.
Kind of the goal of writing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this one's definitely a lot more them two. There's some very minor narrations at the start, but after a while, I'm gonna,
Yeah.
just gonna leave it
Question:
for them.
What was
Yes.
your favorite part about the last one?
I gave you one job, and you didn't even fucking do it right. That's honestly my favorite line that I wrote in that script. That's everything I've wanted and more between a Wrightworth script is just, you fucking idiot.
You fucking imbecile.
That's like my favorite thing in that whole script. You fucking dumbass. Why can't you do things right? My favorite.
And he still owns him in the courtroom.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think my favorite part is both like him going right, you absolute imbecile. I think that part always gets me, and then the I suggest you be more concerned with your back, considering how much you slouch when you sit.
God, that's such a canon response. That's some shit Edgeworth would say to him in court.
Yeah. A little tete-a-tete.
That's like the thing of honestly, right? I thought you went to school. Why can't you read? Something like that. Something stupid like that. And it's just the same energy of honestly, right? Didn't you graduate? Just some below the belt shit.
What about you, Vaughn? What was your favorite?
I like the vulnerability and uncertainty at the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
The hesitation that he
Yeah.
was giving.
The slide
I think
build up
those-
of the hesitation.
Yeah, I think those were some of my favorite lines.
Yeah.
Getting a little sassy at the end was fun, but the hesitation was probably my favorite part.
Yeah.
I feel like when writing the beginning part, it definitely was a very canonical Phoenix thing of hey, don't get mad, okay?
Mhm.
I am trying my best. Just hear me out and just kind of walking on eggshells.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was a nice fluffy one. That was a nice little funny, silly. Definitely the one bed trope. I had to.
Yeah. Had to give them the fan service.
I had to. And it was it was soft. It's good. It's just silly.
Yeah, it was soft.
It was fluffy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You did the art? Oh my god. Wait, you already did the art? Oh.
What?
Myth works fast. Myth, you're unstoppable. Okie dokie. Are y'all ready for the second script?
Give me
Yeah.
like 5 minutes. A nice little 5-minute intermission.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a good opportunity for me to get something to
Okay, I will
get
go
something
back
to
to
drink here real quick.
I will go back to just chatting then in the meantime. No worries. Hi, I'm Borb. Thank you for coming. It means a lot, especially because this reward is probably like 2 months overdue. Yeah. If it's fun. Hi, Borb. I'm losing my shit. I see that. Oh my god, wait, I clicked over your script. You're right. What? Well, I want to see what Ratty wrote. You said this was like manhwa, like ballroom? Oh my god, you wrote more. Oh my god, you sent me so many. You sent me so many. I'm gonna scream. Oh my god, you sent me so many. This is amazing. Is this a Sun Sun? Is this a Sun Sun script?
Okay, I'm back.
Hello.
I'm excited to do this next script. Um, there's more emotion there.
Is your place pre-split night and you have your fan service? Oh my god. Oh, the ballroom one. Oh, I love my fan service shit. Sorry, I'm looking over some scripts that Ratty spammed me with. Honestly, I do not mind.
Wrightworth works fast, but writers and artists work faster.
That's honestly, yeah.
Except for that last case. Wrightworth doesn't work very fast.
That case took so long.
I suppose in world it's what, 24 hours, but our time that's like a couple weeks. It feels
Yeah,
like
it takes so long. It's like 2 days. Yeah. Oh my god, man, that looks so good. You should post that on the server. Wait, are you in my server? Myth, are you in my server? Are you here? Oh, you're not in my server. Are you in my server? That case is so long. Oh yeah, I have a secret server. I don't plug it very often because there's weirdos. Did I spell that wrong? I did.
Discord.
Shut up.
Hi, back.
Why
I was
did you
gonna
ban
say-
yourself? Don't do that.
Well, I'm a fail. I was gonna say, damn, I get a Sun Sun Shima, and then I realized regular Shima is Sun Sun Shima.
I am a Sun Sun to you, the fuck?
Yeah.
You guys
there it
know.
is.
You guys know if it's possible for the owner of a server to ban themselves from their own server?
Are you asking or are you telling?
No, I'm curious. I'm genuinely like every time I go into my settings for any server that I'm an admin on, I'm mortal terror that I'm going to accidentally ban myself.
Ban yourself.
Andre says you can. Andres, why do you know that?
How do you know that?
Oh,
I'm
that would
pretty
be a thing
sure-
to do, though.
I'm pretty sure it just like transfers the ownership to like someone else. It probably would just like transfer it to like the next person online in terms of security.
Andreas, if that happened to you, you have my sympathies.
I only know because people have left and then I become the admin and I'm like, okay, well shit. I'm the only one here. The fuck?
Oh my gosh.
Thanks, roleplay servers.
Oh.
Okay. How are we feeling? We good? Gonna keep going?
Yeah, I'm feeling less tense than last one. So
Good. I'm
Yeah.
glad to hear that.
Oh,
Alright.
I'm about to use everything in my brain so I can make
Oh.
people cry.
Myth sent the art in the
it's about
server.
your heart,
Oh.
Reyes. It's about your heart. Got to use everything in your heart.
Oh, I fucking love it, Myth. Oh my god, I love this. That looks so good, Myth. I love it.
The little ooh, the ooh. Don't eat the sparkles. Yeah, it's my secret server that I don't plug because there are weirdos in the server. Sorry, there's weirdos just everywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That the Scoot Scoots from Myth
Scoot scoot.
in the gallery.
Scoot scoot.
That's really good. Very well done.
Scoot scoot. Bam! We're at the police department. Okay. Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Oh my god!
Boy.
Man, you're gonna miss the eggs. That's okay. It's 4 a.m. I think it's fair.
Yeah.
I think it's fair. Thank you for stopping by.
You know, here's the thing. Treat it like ASMR.
Ooh, that's good actually. That's a good point.
You're gonna go to sleep crying.
You're not gonna cry.
You just put some headphones on. Make sure it's surround sound. Let your lids drift off.
Myth is getting their earbuds. Yep.
There it is.
Okay. Are we good? Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
We're at the police department, criminal affairs division specifically. Things have been very busy for Wright, though he's found a small pocket of time to take a break now that he's been left waiting for Detective Gumshoe. For some reason, there seems to be a lot of excitement buzzing in the department, though Wright doesn't really know why.
Yes, Maya, I heard you. We can do all of that once I wrap things up at the police department. I know what I said, but we both know how Detective Gumshoe can be. I still don't know where he's gone, so I've just been waiting around. Not really. There's a lot less people here for some reason. Maybe they're all in a meeting or something. I feel like something special is happening, but I don't know what it...
In the distance, Wright recognizes a very familiar face and a crowd of laughing police officers and detectives passing by. It's a face Wright hasn't seen in a very, very long time. Actually, it's a face he never thought he'd see again. What was Edgeworth doing here?
Huh? Oh, right. Sorry. I don't remember what I was saying. I guess I really haven't been getting a lot of sleep late, after all. I think it's making me see things.
Wright glances in the direction he first saw Edgeworth to see if he was still there, but Wright doesn't see him anymore.
Hey, I think I hear Detective Gumshoe coming. I'll give you a call when I'm ready to leave, okay? All right. Bye, Maya.
Wright hangs up the phone, and almost cautiously, he starts to make his way in the direction where he had seen Edgeworth. Was his rival really there in the same building as him? Or was it a figment of his imagination after all? He's starting to believe it's the latter now that he's found himself in an empty hallway. Everyone seemed to have disappeared into a meeting room. Perhaps his mind was playing tricks on him.
I must be seeing things. There's just no way.
Long time no see, right?
Oh, what are you doing here?
I'm on business. I have a lot of catching up to do.
No, I mean, you're not supposed to be here.
Hmm?
I thought you'd... The note you left.
You're not making any sense, right?
Wright is starting to get agitated by how calm Edgeworth is despite the situation at hand.
What are you doing here?
I told you. I'm here to catch up on...
I thought I was never going to see you again.
A silence settles over them. It has suddenly dawned on Edgeworth what Wright means by the note, and why Wright was so confused in the first place.
I'm not right. You're making a scene.
You left. You left without a single word besides that note. What was I supposed to think?
You should know me better than that.
How? How was I supposed to know? After that case, after everything that happened between you and Von Karma, your father, Yogi, not a single word to me? Not a, just a note?
I don't remember leaving that note for you, specifically. I didn't address it to anyone.
I can't believe you.
What?
I thought you had died. Gone gone from this earth. Just like that.
Hmm.
I thought the prosecutor Miles Edgeworth had gone and died. But really, you ran away and hid. And you have the audacity to come back as if you hadn't caused us all grief.
Where did this all come from? I thought you'd be happy to see me.
I went through hell because of you.
Hell?
Never wanted to see you again.
Right. Lower your voice. You're going to cause a scene.
Well, let it happen then. I couldn't believe you'd just disappear without saying anything to me. And yet you did. You, you have how much I struggled to grasp the fact I wouldn't see you again. Wanted to see you again. Kept seeing you where I shouldn't have been able to see you. For a long time, I wanted to see you again. And then one day, I didn't. I didn't want to see you ever again. I didn't want to hear your name, see your face, or remember anything about you. And yet, here you are, crawling back.
Right. I had to go.
No, you really didn't.
I did. I I needed the time to think.
You didn't have to leave the way you did. You could have let me in.
I didn't know how to. I didn't want to.
God, it's always the same with you. You never learn, do you?
I happened to learn a lot while I was away, actually.
Sure, you did.
I did. A trip away for self reflection can really do wonders. Not only did I have to think about what it means to be a prosecutor, but I had time to think about the type of man I wanted to be.
Hmm.
As perfect as I strove to be before, I understand now. I still have many flaws.
No shit.
Temper, temper. What I'm trying to say is I'm sorry, right? I, I I didn't know you'd be affected so much by my disappearance. It was never my intention to hurt you like I did, but I hope I hope to be able to make things better somehow.
And how do you expect to do that?
I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm sure we'll be able to make a better team now that I've gone and had some time for myself.
Edgeworth, working on a team? Doesn't sound very like you.
What can I say? I'm a changed man after all.
Unbelievable.
I'm serious. I'll make it up to you somehow. Maybe not now, maybe not right away, but hopefully in the future. Hopefully soon.
We'll see about that.
Do you forgive me?
We'll see about that.
I suppose I deserve that.
Don't you have work to do?
Ah, and I could say the same for you. You need to meet with Detective Gumshoe, right? Well, I just so happen to need to speak with him too. We could go together.
Don't you have other work to do?
Don't be like that. You should be happy that I came back in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
I'm so happy. That was great. Yay! Ah, really good. 10 out of 10.
Pachi, pachi, pachi. I was muted. Yay! That was so good.
Ace chill.
Oh, that
God.
was so good.
Let's go.
So proud. ASMR, they said, and proceeded to hurt me emotionally.
I'm sorry, man. I tried to warn y'all. I tried to tell y'all, be ready.
Some ASMR hits hard.
Man, hold my hand. He's trying to fucking go to bed at like 4 in the morning. He can't.
He's just crying
Fucked
and
it
sobbing
up.
and shitting and pissing.
Fucked it up. Take my hand. I don't want it anymore.
Oh, God. I had to use every single brain cell I could to try to do my best. The script was so good, I had to do my best.
I really agree. I agree.
You have D&D in 5 hours? Jesus.
Oh my God. Your character's gonna be all emo and shit in D&D.
Depressed. Depression.
Yeah.
Sad.
Well, thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm so proud.
God. I think I doubled down on the performance when I read Roddy going crawling in my skin.
Oh my god, I love when other writers they just have a reaction to your writing, because angst is very physical sometimes. It's just it draws so much emotions out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or something about. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say that's that's why I was excited for this script, because it is very emotional, and
Yeah.
very happy. I really appreciate the emotion that you gave Wright, that you let me play. That's always very exciting. Always really appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. I think it's always a balance of Wright is a silly character, yeah, but that scene in itself was so powerful, because that does happen in the game where Edgeworth comes back and Wright is like, why the fuck are you here? And he's angry, and you can tell he's angry. But they give that scene such a short moment in the game that I really wanted to make it a lot more personal, because I actually think in the game Von Karma is there too. So it's not really a private scene. So I thought this would be a really nice chance to rewrite it. So
Yeah, you did great.
Thank you.
You did. This is really good.
Thank
I love the touch of Edgeworth being more emotionally open.
Yeah. Our favorite emotionally constipated child.
Baby girl has emotions.
Baby girl.
I really did like the fact that you had Edgeworth show a little compassion.
Yeah, that's something that I'm glad you picked up on, just because I feel like in the second game he's definitely a lot more in touch with his emotions than in the first game, especially because I don't know if you know about the case that I was referring to in the script where it's his dad and Von Karma and Yogi. Von, I don't know if you remember that scene.
I think I missed that one, so
okay.
I had to into it from the context.
What do you think the context was?
Just going off the script itself without any knowledge of the game, I feel like probably Edgeworth's dad passed away, maybe tragically.
On point. Very on point. I will give you a very brief rundown. If y'all want spoilers, go away. Go away. Spoilers, go away. Okay, so basically that's true. When Edgeworth was really young, maybe 7 or 9, something like that, very, very young, he and his father, who was a defense attorney at the time, and another man who was like a bailiff named Yanni Yogi. They were all trapped in an elevator, and the elevator shut down. Like it got stuck, and so they were stuck in the elevator for hours on end, and they were losing oxygen, and they were like freaking out, and Yanni was like losing his mind. He was like really aggressive, and he was just like, stop breathing my air, and he was like getting angry at Edward's dad because his dad was trying to tell him to calm down, and so they were fighting. And so Edgeworth, in a small child panic, he didn't know what to do, and so he grabbed he saw Yogi's gun, which had like fallen out or something. He grabbed the gun and he threw it. He didn't shoot, he just threw it, and then he heard a gunshot, and I didn't yell, and he passed out. So he doesn't actually remember what happened, but for years on end, he was convinced that he had killed his father. Turns out, Von Karma, who is Francisca's dad, who is like the teacher of Edgeworth, who's like old as fuck. Anyway, turns out Edgeworth's dad was in court with Von Karma and did something to smear his record. I think it was like, what did he do, Ace? I forgot. Something like he put a smear in Von Karma's record and it pissed him off. And so what actually happened was when Edgeworth threw that gun, a shot did go off, but it went out the elevator and it shot Von Karma in the shoulder. And so Von Karma got shot, and he figured out the shot was from the elevator. And so when the elevator opened, he saw Edgeworth's dad, and he saw his opportunity to kill him, basically. And so for years, Edgeworth thought that he was the reason that his dad died. And in the last case of the first game, Edgeworth is actually on trial because he was put in a situation where he was framed for murder. And so the framing of the murder was like the prosecutor of... There's so many details. Okay, so it was something like Edgeworth thought he killed his dad, but everyone else thought Yanni had killed his dad. And so Yanni Yogi went to court, went to trial, and they determined that like Yanni Yogi killed his dad, but that's not true. And I forget if they found him guilty. I don't think they found him guilty, but it just like fucked up his life. And so the prosecutor or the defense attorney who was like watching over Yanni Yogi's case, that was the person who died when Edgeworth is accused of murder. And I think it's because Yanni Yogi actually killed that dude because Von Karma told him to. Anyway, that case was fucked up. It was all sorts of fucked up. And
like, damn.
Von Karma had the bullet in his shoulder for like fucking years.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's how they were like, where's the second bullet then? Because there were 2 holes for like 1 bullet. So they were like, where's the other bullet? It's in his fucking shoulder. And I'm like, I hate this game so much.
And I take it Wright stumbled across the solution. Accidentally figured out.
Yes, because that case is called the DL6 case. That was a very famous case. And that case actually also involved Maya's mom. Because what happened was they tried to summon the spirit of Edgeworth's dad using Maya's mom, who's a spirit medium, to ask him, hey, who killed you? And his dad, thinking that it was Yanni Yogi, said it was him, but it wasn't him. And so Maya's mom's life got ruined. And then, like, it's just a bunch of shit. Like, throughout the whole first game, you just hear DL6, and then you finally figure out what the DL6 case is. And it involves Edgeworth and his childhood trauma. And so after that case, Edgeworth went away. He, like, what's it called?
Went on a sabbatical?
So the way that Edgeworth left, he just, like, left a note in the prosecutor's office. And, oh, fuck, what did the note say? it's suggested. Damn. Miles Edgeworth.
Suggested forbidden love.
Notes. Oh, it said prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. Yes.
Oh.
Okay. So that's
Damn.
what the note was, and they just found it on his desk, and that's it. And so people thought it was a suicide note,
Oh damn.
which was a detail that I had missed, which is why that script is the way it is that Phoenix thought it was a suicide note. And so for the beginning of the first games, Phoenix doesn't want anything to do with Phoenix doesn't want anything to do with Miles because he thought he had unalived himself. But it turns out he didn't, and so he's just, angry because he was mourning and stuff, and it turns out it wasn't real.
And he never got his first date.
Never got his first date. Not at this point, damn. Not at this rate, he fucked up. But yeah, that was the DL6 summary.
That is a lot.
That is a lot. That's pretty weighty. But I feel like, the weight of Wright's emotion in that scene was captured in the script. So even without knowing that background, I was able to interpret that from what you wrote.
I'm glad. I definitely didn't want to go through the rabbit hole of whatever that case was, but I definitely did want to at least hint that case was very influential.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, why did he leave? It wasn't for the DL6 case. It was the Rise from the Ashes. Oh, you're right, because he was still in the Rise of the Ashes case. You're right. Either way, he left because he was like, I don't know what it means to be a prosecutor anymore. I don't know who I am.
He lost himself.
Well, picking on Wright is probably not the quintessential definition of being a prosecutor. We all know that he does that because he secretly has a crush.
The real reason.
It's because they love each other. They love each other. God, yeah, the Ace Reading game is just there's so much shit. So I'm glad to know that I was able to still write a script that had enough context to do the thing.
Yeah, this is why that one was my favorite. Because it had like so much going on in it. I was like, yes, this is exactly the emotional content that will make everybody in chat cry and piss and shit themselves.
I absolutely love scripts like that. Like even just like acting them out on my end, really angsty dramatic scripts like that. They just they're so fun to act out.
Yeah.
I like them for the acting out. If I get the opportunity to act a lot of emotion, I'm thrilled. I love it.
Yeah, I gotta say, not only was the script like superb, but then when Vaughn started to get like really into it, I was like, oh yeah, yes, let's go, let's go. We're really getting into it. We're getting into the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, it's the bouncing off of each other's energy.
And to be fair, you were being very calm, Orias. You were playing your role, being a calm, stoic type, very well. That I had to keep forcing myself to be anxious. It's like, okay, no, I can't actually be calm down here.
I think my favorite part is when Wright starts going on that monologue of like, and one day I didn't want to see you ever again. And, like, Vaughn got like really into it, and I was like, yes, please give me the reason for like Edgeworth to like break down the walls. Yes.
God, that shit was so good. The whole like one day I didn't want to see you ever again. It's because in the game he's like, I don't want to see you ever again. Like basically like go away, you know? And so to play up on that, because you can only imagine, just because they were childhood friends too. So for your childhood friend to just disappear like that without a word and not know where he is, you know? But then he hits a point where he's so angry.
Yeah.
That he just doesn't want anything to do with it anymore. And, you know, the audacity of this man to come back into my life after, you know, ruining it. Like, how dare you?
That line, and that that part was my favorite too because it very perfectly captures that um that balance between love and hate. It's like you have to be a pretty weird person to automatically just hate people. Usually, you love them first, and then something happens, and you swing in that opposite pendulum direction.
Yeah.
So it's that 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 dialogue. I feel like really captured the the hurricane of emotions that Wright would be feeling in that situation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
How he's trying to make it right to himself.
Yeah.
I love how we're
What about those
having.
of you in chat?
I love how we're having open table discussion about the script. This is what people actually do. This is what they really do. They read the script and they talk about it.
Oh, hell yeah.
I love it.
Well, and I haven't had. I feel like if I had the opportunity growing up, I probably would have loved to have joined the theater club. Would have loved to have been a theater kid, but I didn't have very many opportunities when I was younger. So I'm curious by all of this, this experience that you have. Is this something that actors would discuss before they do it to try to understand and gauge the feelings of their characters they're playing as well as the characters that they're bouncing off of?
Yes. So before any motion, typically like any like full body acting, you would sit at a table and just read the script. And it would take up a lot of time because you would go through and analyze like what is the feeling behind this? Like why do you think he says this? And what kind of person do you think they are? And so you start building your character and start understanding other people's characters. And when in a full scale production where there's like a little more resources, there's actually someone who digs incredibly deep. It's called dramaturgy, and they dig incredibly deep into the historical context of the script, like what year it's in, what kind of like writer this person was, like what are the social influences that affected this script. And so it goes incredibly deep as you spend a lot of the beginning periods of time just understanding the context of your scripts and understanding your character and developing in them. And then as the production goes on, you learn to act with your body at that point. So yeah, the beginning definitely is a lot of just analyzing and sitting on the table and having these conversations.
Very, very fun.
Yeah.
That sounds like it would be a lot of fun.
It's definitely a lot of fun. You get to like understand everyone's thought process too, and it's interesting because how you perceive a character one way might not be how the actor perceives them. And so to hear them think aloud and just like understand what they're going for, it helps you understand a different context. And then if you get the opportunity to meet the scriptwriter, which you guys do, that's another perspective too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun. Also, if you ever get a chance to do community theater, you should look into that.
I think I'm very comfortable with the anonymity of technology.
That is totally fine.
True.
That is very fine. Improv groups are also fun, but you know what? You can also do that online, so that is also fine.
I get to go ahead and tap this interest through the outlet of the ASMR scripts.
That's true.
So I get to play a different character every week, explore lots of different emotions.
That's true. That's very true.
Not a perfect experience, but it's very fun. All of this is very fun.
Yeah, so long as you're having fun. Honestly, getting into like acting and stuff, everyone has their own like entryway into it. So whatever you're comfortable with, so long as you're having fun with it, I am totally support it.
And I hope to see you do more scripts. This really is, along with those ASMR scripts, that means I get to read a lot of scripts, and it's not one script a week. I go to a resource on Reddit, and I will thumb through probably a dozen scripts before I find one that I actually want to perform, right? So I feel like I've read a lot of scripts since I started doing that.
That's
And
always good.
and I can tell there are scripts that are quite literally difficult to read. Now, not necessarily because of the writer. Sometimes it's difficult to read because I can't play that kind of character very well, or that kind of character is very hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
But in other cases, it is, it's the writing style that I don't jive with.
Mm-hmm.
But reading your scripts, it was very easy to understand, very easy to feel the emotion of the characters, easy to understand the direction. I really liked the flow of the communication, the language that you had in your script. Um, as the we talked a little bit about here at the beginning how there can be some adjustments to what the actor says
Mm-hmm.
as to what's written. A lot of times to go ahead and help fit that flow.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes in that experience, I'll run into situations where I have to make a lot of adjustments to feel right, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when I read your script for the first time, I was very excited that I didn't really feel like I needed to um, do that. I didn't need to make a whole lot of adjustments to make it sound natural to me. I feel like you wrote it in a way that just flows smoothly and naturally.
Yeah. I gotta to add on to that. Something that I see a lot with a lot of writers is that sometimes they'll write conversations to the point where it doesn't feel human. It
Mm-hmm.
feels like forced and like synthetic. But like now you got Edgeworths and writes like feelings, and you convey them in a way where the conversation felt very natural. It felt like definitely something that both of them would say, and then it also felt something that two real people would say to each other.
Yes.
Aww.
Yeah.
That makes me really happy because I did a lot of writing growing up, and you definitely encounter a lot of people who do something called purple prose, and it's like the most poetic, beautiful writing, but it makes no fucking sense. Like it's just very difficult to read because it's very flowery and very aesthetic and just big words, poetic. And I will admit it's beautiful, but it's not practical in a way. It's just very dense reading, and I feel like I've adapted a style that's like very classy but also still very consumable, very like
Natural.
easy to digest. Yeah, natural. And I think when it comes to writing scripts, I try to remind myself not to dictate so much about the tone, which is why I try to only put like the little emphasis of like pause or like hesitates or like something like that if it's necessary, but I don't want to like dictate how you should read a line, because I feel like that does take away some of the creative freedom that the actors can do. And as I continue to pick up on like script commissions and stuff, I try to like keep that in mind too, of like let them interpret it. Like I'm here to write the content. You can read it however you want.
Yeah.
Have you?
I actually I was gonna say I actually most of the little like notes and adjustments I did were actually so I would remember how to go about reading it. For example, on the line where it's Edgeworth going I didn't know how. I didn't want to. I literally had to put in between them like a little asterisk and then italics of like sounding like a sad puppy.
Aww.
Nice. Very nice.
Were you gonna ask one?
I was going to ask because you had mentioned, doing script commissions. Is that something that you started doing? Have you been putting yourself out there for script writing?
I have not put myself out there. The people who have asked me for commissions are like mutuals who kind of like heard through the grapevine that I write scripts and stuff. Hi, Jin! So they heard through the grapevines, and they're friends with each other, so it just kind of like worked their way through me. But I haven't like put myself out there in any way. But it's still nice to have people come back to me and be like, hey, I really like your writing. Can you write me another thing? And it's like, oh, you want to come back? back. I'm so glad you want to come back.
Oh.
So yeah.
I think you'd probably do pretty well if you went ahead and did more scripts commercially.
That's why I have a bark redeem.
POV, you're ace during the reading.
What?
POV, you're ace during the reading.
That was literally Ace during the reading. Ace was literally just barking
that's
up the
true.
wall, eating the drywall.
But yeah, I think you do pretty well doing a lot of these.
Thank you. It's definitely something I do want to get into because it's a nice like side Oh, I'm the bitch behind the barking. That's literally why I have the barking redeems, because of Ace. You're right. What was I gonna say? Oh, I do like the idea of like having it be an option because it is a nice like additional income type of thing, and it's also like a way for me to keep writing. So it's definitely like fulfilling for me to do the writing. I'm just kind of like, I want to make sure that I'm ready for it before I go and offer my services, I guess, to strangers and work with weirdos, because there be some weirdos on Twitter.
Yeah, there's that. So the resource that I use, right, is I go to Reddit, right, and it is a see if I can remember the exact. I'm not even gonna read it. I'm not gonna read it. I'm not even gonna remember. I'm just looking it up. But it's ASMR Script Haven. And what they'll do is they'll go ahead and they'll go ahead and share script ideas, kind of as a way to build their experience and build their skill set. They'll put out some free scripts for readers to view. Always it's safe for work, not NSFW. Safe for work. Stuff they put there, and then they contract for the more heavy scripts or the NSFW stuff. But it's it's a great place to, if you're wanting to go ahead and put some practice out there with low risk, but then possibly some high satisfaction. I'm always eternally grateful to these writers, but at the same time, it's the voice actors who make the videos, so I'm always like, you guys get out of it. But it would be a great playground to hone those skills.
For sure.
Yeah. Also, sorry fellas, but I actually got a dip. I got some shit to do. I want to say that I love you all. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me do the Edgeworth part, Shima.
Of course.
Thank you for being a great reading partner, Vaughn. Love you guys in chat. Mwah, mwah. I gotta go. Bye.
Yeah,
Thank you, Orias.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Yeah, Orias has a time-sensitive thing that he has to run off to right now.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
He says all these beautiful things at the end, and I can't, return.
It's okay. He was like, I don't know how to go. I need to go. I'm like, just go. It's okay. So he had to like just throw up some stuff to tie up the stream. But no, that's a really good resource for sure. And I feel like when it comes to looking for scripts, because there's so many, you really do have to sit down and take the time to like, I guess like weed through them all.
Well, yeah. I feel like I'm spoiled for choice when it comes to scripts, and it's kind of a different animal when you're approaching it from a voice actor direction. But generally there's almost scripts. There are scripts almost every day, but I personally feel as a voice actor there are never enough scripts. There can always be more. I love the writers. As an amateur writer myself, I admire the writers and always want to encourage them and see them continue to write and get satisfaction and fulfillment from their work. But there's still never enough. Again, that's largely because I'm picky. There's very specific scripts I won't do. I don't. it's very popular to do. I would say right now, because it varies. There are fads, but right now, or very recently, this whole yandere,
Mm,
um, bordering on non-consent seems to be pretty popular, and
mm-hmm.
I dismiss those scripts out of hand.
Yeah.
Um, but then, like I was saying earlier, there's some scripts that you just don't connect with all that well. There's some scripts that you
Yeah.
read and you can't do. I went as far as almost recording an entire script, got to the end of it, listened to what I did, and I decided, you know what, I can't play this character. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
Not something I can fit.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good instinct to have though, where like you can kind of like see how it feels, because I feel like definitely as a voice actor, you get the most fun when you feel for the script.
Yes.
Because you can literally read anything, but like, is it going to be fun reading it for you? Because then at that point, what's the point if you can't have fun with it and like actually put your emotion, like act it out, like
Yeah.
it's not just reading anymore, you're trying to act it. So at
Yeah,
what
exactly.
point do you call it and be like, no, I don't really feel this is not for me,
Yep.
and just move on? Yeah, self-awareness for a character.
It's very important for me. You guys have been so kind as to compliment me on me getting into character very a few times now. But for me, I've got to make an emotional connection. I've got to connect.
Mm-hmm.
I have to feel what the character feels, and if I don't feel the character, then I can't act the character. And that's um, I'm very very lucky to have encountered
Yeah,
more
for
than a
sure.
few writers who were really good at capturing that emotion.
Yeah. I really relate to you when you say that there's just not enough scripts, because when I was looking for scripts to do for my own script reading stream, I found that I was very much balancing between like 3 people, which is like it's kind of insane, because it's like you would imagine there's so many out there, but it's like, where are they? I really feel you when you say that there's just not enough, especially when people jump on trends and things. There's definitely a lot of like niches that are left unfilled.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. There's a very to bring that to mind. There's a very specific there's a very specific type of script that my audience really appreciates, that I have to search very hard for.
Mm-hmm.
And I quite literally asked a writer here recently if it's something they were able to do. And they come back to me and they tell me, I've never done this type of script before, but it sounds like a great challenge. I'll give it a try. But there are some niches out there that are just the more writers you have, the more of those niches are actually filled.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like good writing is buried between layers of sloppy writing or stuff that doesn't really hit the mark.
Yeah.
That's fair. That is true. But there's as writers yourselves, Ace, Shima, you guys know that there's writing is a journey.
Mm-hmm.
Every writer starts somewhere, and at any given point they're on that journey, they're always going to be better than what they were before. So the quality of their work continues with time. So I'll take the lesser quality stuff. I'll as long as it's not going to make me feel uncomfortable, I will and I can connect with it. I'll perform it. I'll perform that lower that stuff that's helping you guys learn what you guys want to do as writers.
Yeah, I think for sure it's like so long as I'm not feeling cringe by it, like if like the whole like being uncomfortable aspect of it. If I'm not uncomfortable, if I don't feel cringy, if I don't feel anything like that and I can get into character, what's the harm in trying it out?
Yep. Exactly. And you know, that's true. That's true, Ace. There's always an audience, and um I've been doing enough of the ASMR role playing now that I quite literally have an actual audience for it, where I may do something that is a little cringier. One of my personal favorite scripts is probably the cringiest I've done, and it's my least popular. But I still get comments on it from my dedicated viewers who are my regular audience, and they still appreciate it. So it still gets love. It still gets appreciation.
That's good. That's actually very sweet.
It's a lot of fun. I'm really excited to be able to bring them stuff that they really enjoy, and sometimes I give myself license to do that cringy stuff that I like instead.
This was a nice discussion. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, this is fun. This is really fun.
Yeah, it was a very nice discussion.
I like the multiple sides that this brings. What's really neat too is because you're speaking with you, Shima, and Orias. When I'm speaking with Orias, I feel like I'm speaking to a fellow voice actor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking with you, you're both writer and voice actor, so it feels like there's a lot of perspective there. You have a lot of perspective from both sides of that. In my experience with these scripts, it can be easy to see things from one side or one perspective only. So having that wide perspective and being able to communicate with someone with that perspective is a real treat.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this was such a good stream. I have such like a warm fuzzy feeling right now.
Great.
Such a good discussion.
Well, I'd love to see you do more scripts. Even just as the audience. If you get some other VTubers doing it, I encourage that. This is a very fun part of what we do, and I'd love to see more writers, yes, but more voice actors too.
For sure. I feel like it's a very interesting route that I found myself on, because I don't think I thought that I would get into like voice acting even just like casually, and I definitely didn't think I would like start writing scripts, because I was very much like a short story kind of person for a really long time.
Yeah.
But I guess it just makes a lot of sense to like write these scripts that are like very short story-esque with little narrations in between. So it's a very nice transition.
They're very nice. They're very nice in that they're bite size, right? Like you're not getting a whole Jane Austen. You're not getting even a half an hour, soap opera. You're getting a moment in time. It's almost poetic in that you're getting a single conversation, maybe extended conversation over a day, but it's a small portrait in the lives of these characters. It's really fun. It's easy to connect to. It's really easy to enjoy. It's easy to digest. Really easy. Easier to perform than maybe a live standing on a live stage. I like this artistic expression. I think it's really fascinating.
I think it's a really nice way to put it. That it's like a snapshot of a moment. I really like that.
I didn't expect to become, go in this direction either. The funny thing is when we were talking to Andreas a few weeks ago, right? I was telling him about how excited I was with the ASMR roleplay. And I told him the same. I'm like, I had no idea that I would go and do ASMR. And then, he has that kind laugh and he's like, oh, I knew. I'm glad you knew something before I did. But I enjoy it. I really enjoy it, and I like the people that I've met through it too.
It's definitely a very interesting community. Lots of room for people to join with their little niche.
It is, and it's very accepting. So if any of you in chat, if you're even considering this, I know, if you're listening to it, it means you have an interest, you like it already. But if you're interested in getting into either or both sides of writing or listening, I've not found anywhere in the community where anyone is gatekeeping or critical. Everyone's very encouraging and exhortive. That subreddit that I mentioned earlier, you'll find a mix of writers and voice actors, and you'll see the community go ahead and encourage each other, ask for advice. They're very open community. So if this is something that you like to do, something you really enjoy, go ahead and add your voice to the choir. We all appreciate you. I don't create this content and then am completely tone deaf to anything else. I love this content myself. I'm usually listening to female voices, of course, but I still learn so much. Actually, I do listen to a few male voices to pick up on a few things, but I'm as much a consumer as I am a creator of this content. So if you love it, maybe it's something you'd be interested in creating yourself.
It's a great way to end this stream. I'm very, very happy note. Very encouraging, inspirational note, Vaughn.
Well, thank you very much for having me. I had a lot of fun. I really appreciate it. I hope I did your character. I hope you did your character proud. I'm always working to improve too.
You made the scriptwriter in me very, very proud.
I'm so happy.
I'm so happy with tonight's turnout. It went very well. The sound effects, the script reading. I flubbed the images, but it's okay. Whatever. The audio, immaculate. Perfect. Ace is straight up eating drywall. Just devouring drywall. Like throughout the whole time you were reading, I was watching chat, just like it was mostly Ace. Watching Ace go absolutely feral in the chat. Especially when I'm over here doing the single bed trope. And then the heartbreaking scene of I never want to see you again. It's like, oof. Ace knows. Ace knows too well.
Ace, appreciate your enthusiasm. Appreciate everyone here. You guys are all great. Thank you very much for supporting Shima, and for all of your kind encouragement for our humble performances.
Hee. Alright, and with that, I think that's a great place for us to wrap up this stream. Do you have any announcements you would like to share, Vaughn?
I'll go ahead and have my schedule up here tomorrow. It might be a little bit later in the evening. I have some work to do, but next week's gonna look pretty much like this week. Do have a couple of collabs at the end of the week, but keep an eye out for the schedule on that. Otherwise, thank you guys. Thank you all for being here. Very special night.
Yay! Alright, I do not have any announcements. I don't know what my next stream is going to be because I am focusing on classes. But, oh yes I do! What am I doing? I'm playing Nancy G with Kieran on the 19th, I think. Is that a Friday? Yes, I'm playing with her on Friday. I'll be on her channel. And we're gonna be starting a new game together. So it's Kieran's first Ace Attorney game. And, sorry! Nancy Drew game! It's her first Nancy Drew game. And I will be the Borby on her shoulder, telling her what to do, because this game fucking jank.
Try to keep her from killing herself.
Yeah, like, oh, maybe you shouldn't pull the fire alarm. I'ma do it. Okay. I already see it. Maybe you shouldn't touch that, Kieran. I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay. You can do that.
You probably would, yeah.
That's literally something that I can see Kieran doing. Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. We're gonna go raid Redux, B-Bucks, because he's playing Terraria, and I know he's one of Orias' friends. So I'll play. I'm gonna go send y'all over there. Go say hi to B-Bucks. That is it for us. Thank you again for watching and for joining us today. Have a good night, have a good evening, have a good afternoon, and we will see y'all very soon, hopefully. Bye bye.
Good night.